Perfect. Watch this play, guys.
Spike down, C. Last player standing. One enemy.
Okay, where's the last guy? Do you know?
He is in the middle of the default planting spot.
How do you know that?
Minimap.
Beautiful.
And also where he died.
Okay.
Or my teammate died.
Yeah, good. Anything else that he gave away here to tell you where he is?
His position.
More so. Did you hear anything? Listen to this.
Spike down, C. Last player standing. One.
You hear anything?
His reloading.
He's reloading. Beautiful. He gave you everything. Everything. I love what you do here.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, that was clutch. I love this. Oh! Guys, she's bronze. She's bronze. Hello, my name is Worthy, a professional Valorant coach. If you're looking to climb the ranks and improve your overall gameplay, you definitely want to leave a like and a sub. Also, if you comment your Discord name in the comment section below, once per month, I choose one lucky commenter to win a free one-on-one session. Best of luck and enjoy the video. I guess my next question for you, where is your push to talk key? Which button is it?
My push to talk key is alt.
Alt. Left alt?
Yes.
Very good. I love it. And what finger do you press with that?
I use my thumb.
Excellent. Good. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that one. You are already light years ahead of most of my students when it comes to that, which is so good. It's so good to hear because a lot of people use the V key, and what they do is they use their index finger, their Peter Pointer, if you will, and then we'll press down on V, right?
Wait, well, how are they supposed to move them?
Exactly! There you go! I love this! I love this! Exactly! You know how many times people tell me that? It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted A. Go get him.
This is all really good. I love what you're doing here. This round is all about talking about playing with your site partner. So something happens here that is counterproductive to what your raise is doing. And this is why I always try to say, communicate to your raise, communicate to your site partner, and ask what it is they're trying to do. Because even your Omen here has no idea what this raise is trying to do. And he's being useless right now. In fact, unfortunately, because of what you're doing right now, there's not much that you're doing for your raise too. Because your raise is being completely aggressive and you're playing very passive. Do you know the 3 ways that you can play on defense? The 3 positionings that you can do? Have you ever heard of those before?
No.
Okay, so there's 3 ways you can play defense. Passive is just basically what you're doing right now. You're hiding behind cover. You're letting them come into you. You also have passive aggressive. Passive aggressive typically is where you hold an angle and you're looking straight down onto a potential threat angle. Let me show you what that looks like. This would be a passive aggressive angle where you're looking this direction right here. And it's passive aggressive because you can run away from it, right? And you're just kind of holding an angle. And once again,
When I play Haven, that's what I usually do. Try to get a pick and just maybe dismiss out of there and just try to hold another one.
and that's good because you playing here, this is what kind of positioning. If you're playing this one's passive aggressive, what would be this one?
Passive.
Passive, exactly. Now, if you watch your raise did a boom bot. She threw it this direction, and then she decided to move forward. What do you think she's doing? If yours was passive aggressive here, and this one was passive, what is Raze doing?
Raze is being aggressive.
Yes, that's the third one. So you have passive, passive aggressive, and aggressive. So the key here is that if one of your teammates on your side is being aggressive, you want to match them. At the very least, you should be passive aggressive. That's a minimum, because what you want to do is do something called a trade. You ever heard of a trade before? You know what a trade is?
Yeah, it's when one of your teammates dies, you go immediately after and get the enemy that killed your team.
You got it, bang on, right? So at the very least, you're able to trade if it doesn't go well. Go ahead.
Because after the Raze dies, the Raze probably did some damage to the breach, then it'd be easier to get a kill.
Yeah, 100%. You know how much a lot of my students wish they had your knowledge. You are so good at this. This is beautiful. I love it. Other way of playing it is if you play aggressive with her. But the key to being able to do this properly, Ava, is just asking them what it is they're planning on doing. If they don't say anything, that's okay. But at least you went out of your way to ask that question and prepare yourself for something, because later on, when you're playing at higher levels, the big key is playing together. When you have that togetherness, magical things will happen and you'll start winning a lot more games. Make sense?
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's magic. It's Valorant magic. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, so You knew where this guy was. She had to have been window. So she's not here right now. And grass is cleared out. And your teammates are in spawn, in the terrorist spawn. Okay, or the attacker spawn. So where could the enemy be if they're not on window and not directly in front of us?
They could maybe be B-side.
Yeah, they can be B-side. So the only place that our crosshair should be looking toward is right here. Okay, just based on where our teammates are. You can tell from right here, right? They can't be in front of us here. Can't be over here as well. So they've got to be towards B, especially with the bomb down. So that's why we have this little problem, because now you're like, oh, there's someone there. And now you have to flick. And the key is that we want to flick very minimally when we're playing this game. It needs to be very, very soft. We want to make sure that we're very close to the target. That way we don't have as many mistakes. So those days where you're not feeling so good, you're still able to hit shots. Okay, I get that all the time. I miss shots all the time because of that. So we want to make sure that we get as close to the enemy as we possibly can. All right? Yeah.
Oh.
So this here is a couple of things. Let's talk about this fight. When you peek this fight, what's your thought process? What are you thinking? Because you hear him really close, right?
I thought, well, number one, probably most obvious, I did not think I would whiff like that.
Okay.
Number two, I heard him really close, so I figured I would just peek it.
Okay. And you peeked it with a walk. Why did you choose the walk?
So that he didn't know I was peeking, and so that maybe it would be a little bit of an easier kill. But all of a sudden, I whiffed.
Yeah, whiffs will happen. Whiffs will happen. Why didn't you peek it with a little more gusto? Why didn't you peek it a little faster?
Well, really, I just didn't want him to hear me.
Yeah, I get that. Here's the thing. Okay, you're in a situation where you're in a 1 versus 3, and this cipher is giving you a freebie. So what I would recommend you do is you take full advantage of that freebie and you swing as hard as you can. The reason why is if you peek slowly, you take away your advantage of being the peeker's advantage. Because if you go slow, then you can't manipulate the video game. If you peek wide fastly, you'll be able to get a little bit more of an advantage with the latency. So the person will actually not be able to see you fast enough for you to be able to get a couple shots on them. But if you walk into it, you lose that advantage. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask you is, why did you drop into a crouch instantly?
It's basically just a habit that I do when I play Valorant.
Is it possible you were scared because you missed?
No, it's just a habit.
Just a habit. Where does the habit come from? Why do you think you're crouching all the time?
Because, like, most people say it gives you, like, accuracy, and, like, I just say I like to do it.
Okay, so here's your rules for crouching. If you're going to crouch, you need to minimum hit the person in the body 3 times to finish off that kill. That's your major rule. The other times you crouch is, let's say the cipher knew where you were and you were about to peek this angle. Where do you think his crosshair is going to be when you peek?
Maybe, like, higher up?
Yeah, on your head, most likely, at the spot where you would swing out on. So if he knows where you are and you know where he is, that's a perfect time to swing out, peek him, and drop into a crouch instantly as you're doing it, because that there will allow you to avoid the first headshot, and then he's got to adjust to you while you get shots on him. Does that make sense? Okay, so those are the 2 times you want to crouch. Now, the times where people don't crouch outside of those rules is one of 2 things. It's either ego or it's fear. That's what I found. Now, fear is, oh crap, I just missed that shot and I've got to fix it. I'm worried I'm going to fail. The other one is ego. It's where I'm better than this guy and I'm going to keep spraying. So typically it's one of those 2 reasons. And if you built a habit, that means you need to go into deathmatch and you need to practice getting that out. And every time you do a crouch, you need to ask yourself, did I peek this with fear, or did I do it because I have ego? One of the 2, right? Ego is telling you that I'm going to do something even though it's against your better health. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so when you're peeking this with a crouch, it's usually one of those 2 things.
Wow.
Okay, look at your crosshair placement right now. See where it is? Where could they shoot you from?
You could shoot me from up there.
Yeah, right here. They could be right here in the middle, and you won't even be ready for it. Okay, so you always want to purposely place your crosshair in spots where you think you'll take fights.
Okay.
They're most likely, if I see all the information I'm getting right here, they're most likely coming towards you right now, because that's the only spot that isn't being seen, or they're coming towards C, or they're doing what we saw that one time where they're all just sitting in spawn, which is a possibility too now that we've seen it. So high chance they're coming towards you. You gotta be careful here. There's one in the middle.
Down mid.
Good chance they're gonna be right in front of you. Yep. See that? And the way I knew that was all the vision cones of your teammates. So this is the only spot they could have been. So the way that you peek this is suspect. What we need you to do when you know where everyone is based on the mini-map
Spike down mid.
is you need to individually clear out each angle. It's called slicing the pie. You ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, we're gonna go over it. So see how you just swing everything in one swoop? You wanna clear this, and clear this. You ever cut a pie before?
Yeah, I did cut up me a piece of pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving.
Nice. Do you like pumpkin pie? Is that your favorite? What's your favorite pie?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's my favorite pumpkin
What's your favorite pie? Oh yeah, awesome, I love it.
Pumpkin pie is my favorite. I love pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie is great. Pumpkin pie is great. Okay, so we're going to slice some pumpkin pie right here. You're gonna love this. So you're gonna come out and you wanna swing this angle. So you're gonna peek out like that. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go here. You're gonna peek out like this. And then you're gonna go here. And you're gonna peek out like this and fall back. And then you'll go here and you'll peek out like that. And now once everything's cleared and you're safe, then you can go out. Does that make sense? So instead of doing a big swoop motion like that and clearing everything, you wanna clear out individually, in and out like that. And you're going back and forth. So it's gonna be this one, this one, this one, this one. You're cutting the pie. Do you see the pie here? You're cutting the pie. You're cutting the pumpkin pie and you're feeding it to the enemies. Okay? It's poison pumpkin pie. Make sense?
And your team is eating the yummy pumpkin pie.
Yeah, your team is eating the yummy pumpkin pie and the enemy's eating the poison pumpkin pie.